We all know the comforting ritual of Antiques Roadshow. It's a Sunday evening hub in television form, a gentle parade of dusty attic treasures, forgotten heirlooms, and the heartwarming gasp of a guest discovering their old vase is worth a small fortune. It's a world of charming experts, thrilling discoveries, and the quiet, satisfying history held within wood, porcelain, and paint. But what happens when the object placed on the expert's table isn't a charming relic, but a chilling testament to humanity's darkest moments? What happens when the story it tells is so heavy, so raw, or so profoundly tragic that putting a price on it would feel like a betrayal? Most of the time, the experts are more than happy to dive into the history of an item, tracing its journey and culminating in that much-anticipated valuation. But on a few rare, unforgettable occasions, the cameras have captured something entirely different. A moment of stunned silence, a flicker of pain in an expert's eyes, and a firm, respectful refusal to assign a monetary value. These aren't just antiques. They are scars of history, puzzles without answers, and echoes of heartbreaking loss. These are the stories of the items so horrifying, so mysterious, or so deeply emotional that the experts on Antiques Roadshow had to say, "I can't." The bracelet that spoke of unspeakable cruelty. Imagine the scene. A guest approaches the table with a curious find, something she picked up at a house sale for a mere $3. It's an intricately carved ivory bracelet, a piece of craftsmanship that, on the surface, looks amazing. But as she places it before expert Ronnie Archer Morgan, the warm, familiar atmosphere of the show instantly shifts. A shadow passes over his face. This is not a treasure, it's a testimony. Before the guest could even finish her story, Archer Morgan felt compelled to draw a hard line in the sand, his voice firm and serious. "I want to make it absolutely clear that I and we in the Antiques Roadshow wholly and unequivocally disapprove of the trade in ivory." This was more than the standard disclaimer. It was a prelude to a story far darker than the illegal poaching of elephants. He held the bangle, turning it over in his hands, not with the delight of an appraiser, but with the sorrow of a historian confronting a painful truth. "But this ivory bangle here," he explained, his words hanging heavy in the air, "is not about trading in ivory, it's about trading in human life. It's probably one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to talk about. But talk about it we must." He then unraveled the bracelet's sickening history. It was a relic from the 17th or 18th century slave trade, a period of unimaginable human suffering. The carvings weren't just decorative. They were a ledger of human beings, treated as cargo. It was a tool of a trade built on callous cruelty, a business that shattered families and destroyed millions of lives. The air grew thick with the unspoken horror of it all. You could feel the weight of centuries of pain emanating from that one small object. Archer Morgan's professional composure gave way to raw human disdain for the bracelet's original owner. "I'd like to meet him and tell him how honest I think he is," he said, the sarcasm dripping with a righteous anger that resonated with everyone watching. When the moment came for the valuation, the part of the show everyone waits for, he simply shook his head. There would be no dollar amount, no auction estimate. To do so would be to participate, even symbolically, in the object's profane legacy. "I just don't want to value it," he stated, his decision absolute. "I do not want to put a price on something that signifies such an awful business." Instead, he found a different kind of worth. The value, he told the stunned guest, is in the lessons that this can tell people. The value is in researching this and what we can find out. He looked at her, his expression softening from anger to a shared sadness. "And I just love you for bringing it in, and thank you so much for making me so sad." In that moment, Antiques Roadshow transcended its format. It became a powerful lesson in history and morality, reminding us that the true value of an object sometimes lies not in what it's worth, but in the crucial, gut-wrenching stories it forces us to remember. The mystery from the coal shed. Not all horrifying items are born from evil, some are simply born from the unknown. In a 2021 episode, specialist Mark Allam was faced with an object that defied every category in his vast mental library of antiques. It was a small, carved figure, but a figure of, well, that was the problem. No one had a clue. The guest explained its strange origin story. During an excavation at his property, builders uncovered an old coal shed buried near the house. There, sitting amongst the rubble and coal dust, was what he first thought was a strangely shaped pebble. On closer inspection, it was clearly